I'm Scott L. Miller. It is Tuesday, the 24th of May, 2022. And today was a really kind of rough day here on the vlog. Just not like a bad rough day, right? Just rough day for vlogging. Actually tried to go out, spent the whole day, got really busy with work, and didn't get a lot of free time. And Kat and I actually went out to try to film. We went down to the Parque Galicia. We walked all the way down there, and I'm trying not to walk a whole lot after the Saturday broken foot fiasco thing. So I'm kind of limping down the street right now. You'll notice I'm going really slowly and not going very far. Sorry, I can't go very far this week for the content. And we got down there and discovered that my Volta and my GoPro had fully discharged, even though they had been plugged in and nothing been used. One of the problems I have with the GoPro, and I love my GoPro, I love how well it does. By the way, I'm filming in the rain, just so you know, so I'm actually, if there's gonna be spots and I'm getting rained on, and I dare not go very far because I don't know how heavy it's gonna get. It's been on and off for the last little bit. But with the GoPro, the camera routinely turns itself on its own. And so when it's sitting on my desk or whatever, or I go to bed, just whatever, there's a fear that it's gonna turn itself on and discharge the battery because it just sits there on, right? And apparently that's what it did, but I had it plugged into the Volta, so it turned itself on, the Volta discharged into it to keep it going, and both of them ran all the way down to 0. So we got out there and I'm thinking, I got 4.5 batteries worth. We could record all day on this, and we couldn't even turn on the camera to get a darn thing. So it was already like the end of the day and we were pushing to get out there and everything was dead. So I couldn't like just switch in another battery or whatever. That was really frustrating for that part. Also, I put in a lot of time editing because I have other channels and I've got stuff I've been working on, and I feel badly because I get way behind on things. It's like, I'm so busy, I gotta get this stuff done. So I worked really hard on getting my 9th episode out on my Take Flight channel. The episode's completely done, and those, they're really hard for me to do just because of the type of content. Finally get it done, go to render, and I have spent the last 3 days. So this started on Sunday night, I did all day Monday, and then I worked on it today, finally gave up tonight. But I put in hours and hours and hours, more time than editing it because there's a bug in Final Cut Pro. I have been through every online help, I've been through all the Apple documentation. When you go to render, there's an error and it doesn't let it continue. And basically the error is there's a PNG image and it can't add it to anything, and it says there's an issue with a rendering file. You can delete that rendering file, remake it, anything you want, change anything you want, merge files, doesn't matter, it can't render. My guess is that it's because I updated while doing it from an older version of Final Cut Pro to a newer one, and it must have had some problem in the conversion. I just don't know, but that's crazy frustrating because at this point there's nothing I can do. I have to restart at the very beginning and make the entire video from scratch again, right? Which is, I mean, I have all the source material, of course, and I can kind of use some of the old one as a guide, but oh my gosh, I mean, that's easily 30 hours, 40 hours of work that I've lost, and it's not even lost, it's just unusable. Really frustrating. So that combination of it being a busy week, not being able to film today, not being able to get that work. I was so close. I was ready to upload it on Sunday night. I was so excited after months of working on it because I never get time. I was ready to upload it and it couldn't render. Like, I've never had anything like that, so it was really frustrating. So that's been the last couple days. Kat is still loving things here in Nicaragua. Really exciting note, my friend Maggie has been unable to get a passport for the last several years. Her old passport was revoked along with everyone else in her country, not a personal thing. And so I talked to her yesterday. She sent me a picture of her passport. I'm like, oh my gosh, you have a passport. What? Where are we going? And so we're talking about all the places we're going. So she's really excited to be on the channel. She's a social media influencer. She's a producer. She's done movies, like starred in movies. She directs social media stuff. In the past, she ran a social media company. She does video production for advertising and stuff. So she's the perfect person to be on camera. And she is a world traveler on her own. She's done really cool things. Like spent 6 months in Buenos Aires. She has gone and worked in wineries in the south of France. So she's going to be a really cool addition to the channel, and I'm looking forward to see what we can do together. So we're working on plans for when we'll be able to go and where we'll be able to go, but kicking around some ideas. What about Italy? What about Germany? Something interesting. but definitely not until at least the summer or later. She has pretty much the same schedule as me, really busy up until 4th of July. I'm not really thinking about what's gonna happen after that point. I'm just excited to get a month from now and get on my next trip. My gosh, that was just a day of frustrations, right? What news did I have? Pretty much nothing, but tonight, after all the frustrations, to give a little, we did need to go pick up some medicine for Dominica. So Kat likes to go for walks, which is great because I'm normally the only walker. So she came with me and we walked way out into Sutiava because we had to go from pharmacy to pharmacy. So people did ask on the channel, and I want to talk about this just for a second. Someone asked, like, are there pharmacies around? Is this a common thing? I'm gonna try to get a little bit farther away from this road. It is just loud tonight. We're at that time of day where all the trucks come by. So someone asked, you know, are there very many pharmacies in Leon or in Nicaragua in general? And I mean, the answer is yeah, the pharmacies are everywhere, so many more than in the United States. Nearly every block, let's say every 2 or 3 blocks has a pharmacy. Unless you're on my block, there's like 3 on my block. But they're all very small. It's like a front of a house is converted into a tiny pharmacy. So you need some aspirin, you need some basic stuff. Yeah, you can get them absolutely anywhere. Alka-Seltzer, just walk in, they've got it ready to go. But if you need something special, yeah, they don't have very much of that stuff. They'll know about it. Maybe they could order it, but they're not gonna have it sitting there ready for you. And so for us, we have several big pharmacies. They're a little bit farther away. We used to walk down to, I think it's Pharma Value in El Centro, which of course is still walkable, right? It's closer than almost any pharmacy I've ever had to deal with in the US, especially when I lived in like Carrollton, Texas, or like at my dad's house, like 11 miles away by car instead of 11 minutes on foot. Okay, yeah, no, this is way closer. But that's where we were going. But now, just recently, 2 modern, pretty good sized pharmacies have opened up in Sutiava on Ruben Dario, which is really close to where we live. So we were able to walk up there. Once we went to about 3 little pharmacies and gave up on them, I said, well, let's just go to the big ones. Walked out there, they're all brightly lit, really modern, walked inside, boom, they had it right away for a really good price. Excellent, really easy. We got out of there, it was a little bit humid, so I'm like, you haven't been to a Super Express yet, Kat, let's go to Super Express. I wish she was here. We will talk about the Super Express on some episode soon. And she's like, yeah, so we popped into Super Express and just got some drinks. So I showed her around. I'm like, you know, here's the kind of snacks they have here. I showed her the hot dog station, the nacho station, stuff like that. And she's like, whoa, this is cool. And we got we picked up just like a few of the gas station style snacks, you know, where like a local bakery makes a few things and they put them in plastic and you can buy them at the gas station. Same as in the US, right? Normal thing. But we got some of those to snack on and we got some drinks. We got some Jamaica. And then as we left, we walked out and went almost immediately past a guy selling agua frescas on the street. She's like, what are these? So we stop and the guy's just got, you know, the big like 5-gallon jugs that he's stirring. And the one was Kalala, which is passion fruit. Here in Nicaragua, the Nicaraguan word for passion fruit is Kalala. It's not the Spanish word for it, so that's one of those Nicaraguan words you just have to know. And he had something, I don't know what it was, and then he had another one, he's like, it's chia. And so Kat's like, oh, I want Kalala, that sounds good. And I was like, that chia looks fantastic. I want to try it. The answer is chia is fantastic. That was delicious, but you do have to put up with little chia seeds in the food. So if you like chia pets, right? The little fuzzy animals from the 1980s that you would have a little thing of clay and you put chia seeds on it and water it and they would sprout. And they made Bob Ross's head and everything. Like those things were cool. I had one. My grandmother got me a chia pet when I was little. I always liked it. Chia is actually a superfood. It's very filling, it's very good for you, lots of nutrients, it's pretty much nothing bad in it, and it produces kind of a natural jelly that doesn't require any animal products. So here, it's actually common to have chia in all kinds of things, and the local jelly is often made with it instead of pectin or whatever. So like Luciana uses chia jelly all the time. So getting a chia drink is something I've never had though. I've seen chia in drinks, like in smoothies, sometimes you add it to add volume, and it fills up your stomach, right? It makes you feel full so you can have a drink or some kind of snack with that more full feeling. It's good for diets. So getting a drink of it, I'm like, what is this going to be like? Because you don't normally think about the flavor of chia all that much. It's more of just this filling thing. And it was delicious. It was kind of a pinky purple drink. It was sweet, maybe a little bit too sweet, and just delicious. Now, like Dominica, I don't like sucking up the seeds in the straw, but it doesn't bother me too much. She won't drink like boba tea or anything like that. I will, but I don't look for it. So it didn't bother me, but it's not a feature I would seek out. If that's a thing that you like, it's fantastic. And if it's something you can just put up with, it's still pretty fantastic. That was delicious. So Kat had a fun night of like exploring Sutiaba, getting to see the pharmacies that she's never been in, and hitting the Super Express, the Quickie Mart kind of thing, and then finding a street vendor with agua fresca. We had a pretty good night of exploring and discovering new things. It was pretty successful and helped de-stress after a long day. When we got back, she made dinner, which was mac and cheese, and she and the kids watched Annie while I went and worked and made myself more frustrated with the Final Cut Pro that I could not ever get to work. So the kids have never seen Annie the movie before, you know, the one with Tim Curry and Edward Herrmann and Carol Burnett, like classic 1982. That's the one to watch. Chana has never seen The Story of Annie at all. Liesel actually did see Annie when we lived in Carrollton, and just before COVID, Liesel's friend Isabella was actually in a community program of Annie that was done at one of the local community theaters, I think in Farmers Branch, and Liesel and I went to see it together, and Liesel actually really enjoyed herself, and we were really hoping to start going to that kind of thing before COVID, and then all those things just disappeared. So unfortunately we never got to make that a thing, but we did enjoy going to that musical that one time. So Liesel was familiar with the story, Luciana was not, neither had seen the movie, now they've seen it, and I think they enjoyed it. I got positive feedback, we will say. So that was my day here in, not every day is exciting, some days are frustrating, here in Leon, Nicaragua. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow.